Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming back again. If you're new, my name is Aitza. I am a blogger. My blog's name is Petite Packaged. And I created my booktube to kind of give my book love a space in my content creation world, which is why I call this my Petite Reads. Get it? Petite Packaged, Petite Reads. Yeah. But if you came back to listen to me ramble again, thanks so much. I am going to keep this video under 10 minutes, I promise. But this week we are going to do a book review for The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. So yeah, let's jump into that. So, Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang is set in California. It is about a woman named Stella. She is 25 or 26, I believe. She has a PhD in economics from the University of Chicago, which has like one of the best economic programs in the world. And she falls on the autism spectrum. She has what used to be called Asperger's, and she has had very bad relationships, and so she wanted to be an expert at relationships. So the way her mind thought, well, you study something and you can learn how to be great at it. So she decided to hire a male escort to learn how to be good at sex. And then it turned into her learning how to be good at a relationship. So she asked him to be her fake boyfriend, which I totally love. That is one of my fake tropes. Not fake tropes. It's one of my favorite tropes, which is the fake dating trope. And she ends up fake dating Michael. Michael is a male escort, but he is also a wonderful seamstress / designer. He does sword fighting. I cannot remember the proper name for it. He has this gorgeous like dragon tattoo that goes all from like here down his body to his thigh. He was compared to, who was he compared to? But anyways, they fall into this fake relationship, and they agree to do the fake dating. Stella agrees to pay him $50K for 1 month, and then if they continue it, they'll continue the fake dating. I think they said for like 3 months until she feels comfortable again being in a relationship. So it's like a my favorite movie, The Pretty Woman. It's like it gender swapped, because Michael comes from a low income family because his father ran off and took all this debt in his mother's name, and he was the oldest. So he quit his job, moved back west to take care of his mom after all this happened, and she was diagnosed with cancer. So it's just like this gorgeous man, and he's family oriented. Like, what more could we ask for? So Michael looks like Daniel Henney, and he does not MA, Jet Kundo. I think that's what it is that he does. So yeah. So that's kind of like the synopsis. A little bit of spoilers, but not many. But I'm going to break this into the things that I really loved and the things that I could have done without. So we won't make this too long. It's actually kind of based off of my Goodreads review. I gave this book 3.75 stars. What I loved. The fake dating trope. Like I said, that's my favorite trope. So I loved it so much. I loved that it gave me like modern Pretty Woman, gender reversal going on there. It was nice to see like a woman who was well out earning a man, and she was like at the top of her game, and she also was like a trust fund baby. So like Stella had a Tesla. Stella didn't have to worry about money or anything. And if you watch Pretty Woman and you know about Edward, that's kind of how Edward was. Like Edward was the ish. Number 2, like it just like jumped right in. That was Stella was like, okay, I'm bad. Let me go find a man online to have sex with. So we jumped right into that, and it was great. It gave me like fanfic of my old school reading Twilight fanfic that I probably shouldn't have been reading in middle school and high school. But it gave me that kind of smut vibes, which I really, really like, because a lot of the romance I've been reading recently has been more on the tamer side, or kind of like fade to black, or just hasn't had as many scenes. So I really appreciated that. The third thing, that I really liked about this was the Asian character. Stella is Chinese, if I remember correctly, and Michael is Vietnamese and half white. And it was nice to see like Stella trying to learn Michael's culture, and she spent her time Googling proper customs when she went to go meet his mother and the rest of his family for dinner. So it was nice to have that diversity within the Asian community as well, and to kind of see like what varied between them and what the like they called Michael's mom May. I want to say that's how it's pronounced, May. It's like M and an E with the little not tilde, but I can't remember. I'll write it up here so you all know what I'm referring to with the little accent on the bottom of the E. So those little nuances that really matter and really give a character definition. And it was also explored like Michael not fitting in, and you could see him with his fully Vietnamese cousins where he was the palest, but then also him going to an all-white school where he was clearly not white. And so the dichotomy of like being in these two worlds, and that really characterized Michael because his family didn't know about him escorting. So he was also in these two worlds and that aspect of his life as well. Oh yeah. Stella, I kind of like mentioned this already, but like Stella having her PhD in like a STEM field and economics and working in econometrics, that's what she was doing. So looking at the trends of people's shopping patterns and creating the suggestions. When it's, you know, like on Amazon, when it's like, oh, you should buy this. Like Stella's whole work was about studying those patterns and figure out how to predict them. So I really liked that was her career. Michael taking care of his family, that was something that I really, really loved, because a lot of times we don't see male, especially like attractive men, taking on the emotional labor of being a caretaker to someone, which can be very exhausting. And Michael was putting a lot of that on himself while his sisters were at school. One was at Stanford, another had a full-time job, and then there was the other one, I think she was also in school. So like seeing a man take on the caregiver role was very refreshing to read. I already mentioned the Pretty Woman vibes. Oh yeah, and Stella's autism not being a footnote. Now I will say, I have read some criticism that has said, you know, it was kind of set up like, oh, let me unlearn these things. But I do like how it was something that was not constantly brought up. But it wasn't like, oh, Stella's autistic and let's never talk about it again. But things like the way her clothes fit her and how she was very particular about that and having a set routine. And also her going to a club and the loud noise and the lights bothering her, which is something that can bother people who are on the spectrum. And Michael knowing how to navigate that because his cousin, he grew up with an autistic cousin. So that sensitivity and him always making sure of saying, we're not going to do anything that you're uncomfortable with, and it's not a bad thing, and it doesn't make you weird or abnormal for not wanting to do these things. So affirming her and affirming her lived experience, that was really refreshing. Now the things that I dislike. So there's this side character, Philip, who didn't really think about Stella until Stella got with Michael and let her hair down and started being more free. And then he was like, ooh, let me swerve in and get you. And he was just so annoying and very, I hate using the word douchey, but that's what he was. He gave me like frat boy vibes. I don't know, if you went to a PWI in the South and you've been around a lot of sorority frat dudes, you know who I'm talking about. That's like the kind of vibe that Philip gave me, and it just annoyed me so much that he felt like, oh, now that she's done these things that I deem worthy, now I can ask her out. Like, boy, go somewhere with that. Also, like, we didn't really get a resolution with Michael's demons that he was working through. Like, as far as like his baggage with his father and his father leaving him. And we really rushed through like him working on his confidence of considering himself someone who was worthy of having nice things and good people in his life. Someone like Stella, who is this brilliant woman who had achieved so much at such a young age. And he's also 2 years younger than her as well. So like achieving all these things. And what else was it? What else about his personality? I felt like it didn't get resolved. But mainly that, oh yeah, his like father things, him not thinking that he deserved nice things, and like him relying on family. Like we kind of got some of that in the end when he approached his cousin and asked them to go 50-50 in partnership, and realizing that he did have a support system. But it all kind of like got wrapped up at the end really quickly, which I know is something that happens in romances, but give me just a little more. And I do understand that it was Stella's story as well, more than Michael's, but I would have liked a little bit more wrapping up. But I do know we're getting a story about Michael's cousin, so maybe we'll get some more background with that. And lastly, the thing that I really did not like was how Stella handled her money at the end. Basically, like I said, Stella has a trust fund, and her trust fund was worth $15 million. She donates it to the hospital and sets up a charity fund, which Michael's mother ends up benefiting, and it's to provide healthcare to low-income people. Now, I could rant about how America's healthcare system is so fucked up, and that should not be a thing, but I won't, because that could be a whole different topic. But I guess what really irritated me was the thought that even though, you know, Stella is in the 20% as far as, like, even without her trust fund, she would be in the 20% as far as her income bracket goes. I just did not like the fact that she gave away all of her money and was like, oh, like, we can still live off my income and be okay. Like, that did not sit right with me, maybe because I'm of the mindset that women should always have, like, a little rainy day fund tucked away, and you should still, even if you're going to give to charity and you give away some of your trust fund or like your earnings, your salary in general, you should still like have your own nest egg in something. And that could have been like a trust fund that she later went on and set up for her kids. Like, yeah, it's your money and you can do what you want with it, but there's this theme of like women shouldn't have money, or women have an abundance of money that they should like give it away, and that's just ridiculous to me. Like, no, keep some of your money. There is nothing wrong with having millions sitting there for you to like make purchases or travel or to live off of. And I think that just like, it rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like that narrative at all. Yeah, and that is really why the book got 3.75 stars instead of the 4.5 stars. Really, really, really. Like, I thought that Stella had given some of her money away, but when I found out she gave the whole trust fund away, and it kind of like steered away from this practical character that we had been reading about, who was very logical and whatnot. So it just seemed like a spur of the moment thing that couldn't be undone. And yes, I know it was kind of done in the name of love and also done in like helping humanity, but there are other ways that love and the good of humanity could have been expressed. So yeah. But all in all, I really liked the writing. I liked the tone. I really enjoyed the characters so much. It was just like a refreshing, cute little read. And I haven't read a lot of books, or I don't think any like adult books, definitely not romance books about people on the spectrum. So I'm looking forward to more of them. And also I enjoyed that this was kind of like a form of therapy slash self-exploration for Hoang herself, because her daughter was on the spectrum and then she came to learn that she was also on the spectrum as well. And I think it's something that's really important to have, because a lot of times women go undiagnosed because our symptoms, like most things in life, are very different than men's. And so most of the studies and research is done on men, and then later they feel like, oh, well, you know, maybe we should look at it for women too. And the same thing with people of color. So I enjoyed it. It's overall a good book, and I think you should read it. You will enjoy it. You'll get some laughs. You'll get some good smut. You'll be all in your emotions. So yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can find me on my social media platforms, and I'll see you next time. Bye!